Hello, 0.08 of a second after I clicked the stop button on the last video. You know the score by now. I point to myself and then I hold up the book the wrong way around. There we go. Apologies for the sniff. I think another one's coming. Yeah, I'm a little better now. So, Canadian... Oh, this is a Canada chapter I'm still going through. Canadian cities. Quebec, aka Quebec City, aka La Cité de la Nom de Quebec, mon ami. As it is bilingual, so will this section be. Quebec. Sorry, Quebec City. I thought there was a full stop there, but I was wrong. Quebec City is one of the oldest European settlements in North America, and it has the false teeth and arthritis to prove it. La Cité de Quebec is une of les foggy settlements où la America du Nord et havit les teeth de homemade et la ou moines au prouviet. It was founded by the French explorer and navigator Samuel de Champlain in 1608, commencing a string of French colonies along the St. Lawrence River. Il est aussi founded à la super duper land où there say it is as a tourney left here, ami, Samuel de Champlain, very long years ago. Les commence beaucoup super duper land called de Onis up les Lawrence. N'est pas joué Lawrence. In 1615, the first missionaries, the Recollets, moved into the city. The Recollets took vows of poverty and devoted their lives to prayer, penance and spiritual reflection, and thus did not get invited to many parties. In case you haven't got it, I'm translating each of this into the bilingual bit. I'm sure you got it, you're cleverer than I am. 1615, les hommes de position boring, les Recollets, arrivés au les cités. Les Recollets devoted leurs lives to étendre les guides de misérables. In 1629, the Recollets left New France. Yippee! Cried their neighbours, who had been hiding the shopping for the last 14 years. À la 1629, les Recollets départaient les super-duper land nuit. La yippee! Crient leurs voisins. From 1629 to 1632, the city briefly passed into possession of the English. 1629 to les 1632, les cités passaient aux les hands de les Boistades. The Treaty of Saint-Germain-en-Laye was signed on March the 29th, 1632. It returned New France, brackets Quebec, Acadia and Cap Breton Island, to French control. Les hooray! In 1632, the Recollets returned, les Bulls. In 1635, the Jesuits arrived, les Sai. In 1639, the Ursulines arrived, Sire deux. In 1639, the Augustines arrived. After this date, the Canadians adopted a policy of hiding behind the sofa and keeping very quiet every time a boat sailed by. 1639, les Augustines arrivaient. Ferme les dames d'or, si la mer. In 1663, Quebec became the capital city of New France. The population of Quebec and its surrounding farmlands had reached 1,950 people. 1663, je suis pretentious. The population had increased to 1950 due to all the shagging. On the 10th of February 1763, the Treaty of Paris was signed by the kingdoms of Great Britain, France and Spain. France formally ceded its claims to Canada, and Quebec City's French-speaking Catholic population was then under the rule of Protestant Britain. I say, old boy, what did you only turn up? 4-4, good show, anyone for tennis. Shall we do Montreal? How are we doing for time? 4 minutes 25 seconds. Let's see how far we can get on Montreal. Yeah, we might just fit in Montreal. These are only tiny little bits. Montreal. I'm so sorry about all the sniffing. It's freezing cold here. It's January, and the sun is setting now. Due to the fact that I'm in a wheelchair, I can't turn the heating on. You didn't want to know. That's taking some of the humour, hasn't it? Come back to me, humorosity. Montreal. The area known today as Montreal had been inhabited by the Algonquin I should have just made some of these names up. The area known today as Montreal had been inhabited by the Algonquins, Huron, and Iroquois. I mean, these people are like worth a fortune at Scrabble, are they not? For some 2,000 years, although not the same. The oldest known artifact found in Montreal proper is about 2,000 years old. It is a copy of Madonna's first album. In the earliest oral history, the Algonquins were from the Atlantic coast, together with other Anishinaabe. What's it good to you? They arrived at the first stopping place, brackets Montreal, close brackets. There the nation found a, quote, turtle-shaped island, marked by miggies, brackets cowrie shells. In the earliest written history, a Pound World Road map, the Algonquins were from Walthamstow. They arrived at the first stopping place, a little chef on the A303, and they found an aardvark-shaped island, marked by aardvark deposits, aka shit. In 1611, Samuel de Champlain, in the company of a young Huron Indian, whom he had taken to and then brought back from France on a previous voyage, visits the Ile de Montreal. He tells his wife he's in Cleethorpes on a business trip. Also in 1611, Champlain decides to establish a fur trading post at present-day Pointe-à-Calière. He had intended to set up a fun trading post, but due to a spelling mistake, 250 hookers had to start skinning bears for a living. Luckily for Champlain, they got off to a good start as they had already skinned 250 beavers. A sad occasion occurred. I'm not going to finish this chat, it's got to go on too long. A sad occasion occurred in 1611 when a young man named Louis drowned, thus giving his name to both the Sault Saint Louis and Lake Saint Louis, and also to Lake Lac to throw me a goddamn rope, you bastards. Having been discovered not to be in Cleethorpes, in late 1611, St. Helens Island was renamed by Samuel de Champlain in honour of his wife, Hélène de Champlain, née Boulet. The full name was used originally, as by the time she had finished with him, Champlain had née Boulets left. On the 24th of June, Denis Jamet and Joseph Le Caron said the first Mass on the island of Montreal. "We want the hits," yelled the hard-to-please audience. The following year, Le Caron celebrated the wedding of Louis Herbert's eldest daughter Anne to Etienne Jonquet, the first recorded Christian marriage in Canada. As he was a missionary, they performed their nuptials in the manner of his title. Anne was happy, but Etienne Jonquet sincerely regretted not being married by that fuck Ian. In 1636, Louis the IX granted the Seigneur de Madeleine to Jacques Leferte, priest at Sainte Madeleine de Châteaudun, on condition he stood downwind from him. I mean, really, Jacques Leferte. Go on, make up your own jokes, it's too easy. In 1636, Louis the IX granted... Oh, yeah, you're not going to get all this lot here because it's... well, we'll try it in any case. Okay, so it works better on the printed page. Take my word for it. Go buy a copy. You don't need that money. I do. 1630. Where did I get to? Can we go? Okay, let's just pack it up here, shall we? Right, thank you so much for your time here. I'll just go skip to the end of it. So, in the next enthralling installment of this book, we shall begin with the line, in August 1759, Francois Gaston de Leves was... Can you feel the anticipation building? Or is it flatulence? They're hard to tell the difference too. Thank you for your time. You've been very kind and gracious with it. Love and peace.